talked about John McCain's trial by fire in Vietnam. He spent years being broken and tortured as a prisoner during the war. That conflict has now been put to rest, but our John King went to Vietnam to see what people there think about their former captive.
This marker is a tribute to those who shot down an American pilot here 41 years ago, a crude, concrete reminder of how much Vietnam is shaping a faraway political campaign. White Bamboo Lake, Ho Truc Bach to the locals, is where John McCain's 5.5-year chapter as a prisoner of war began. Nguyen Dang Don says he jumped in when he saw the parachute splashing down.
We all pushed him to the edge of the lake, and the security forces surrounded him. At that point, everyone in the village was here. Everyone came down to see the American pilot.
Then there was an even larger group awaiting me on the bank of very angry citizenry.
Talk about that moment. Bayonets, beating?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was very tough. I was kind of dazed, you know, because of what had happened to me, but I was certainly aware of that, and certainly when they inflicted pain, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
Nguyen Thi Tran was a nurse on duty at a first aid station nearby and remembers police bringing a white-haired American pilot in for treatment.
I gave him medicine and bandaged his leg and arm. Although he was on the side of the enemy and there was deep hatred in me, I remembered what Uncle Ho Chi Minh had taught us, that the Vietnamese people are the people of humanity.
Years later, she found out McCain was an American politician, and she watches news coverage of his campaign now.
Would you like him to be president of the United States?
That depends on the U.S. people. I don't know.
Tran Trong Duet remembers McCain as funny, defiant, and as a stubborn prisoner. 40 years ago, Duet was director of the Hoa Lo prison. The American POWs called it the Hanoi Hilton.
He never admitted the U.S. made a mistake in the war. Therefore, I say John McCain is a very conservative man. He was loyal to his ideology.
But now, Duet hopes McCain wins the election. He credits the one-time prisoner here for putting the bitterness of the war behind him, and as a senator back in the 1990s, leading the effort to normalize relations between the two one-time enemies.
I think the Vietnamese find it curious that there's so much emphasis on McCain's POW experience.
Chuck Searcy, who runs a Vietnam veterans organization based in Hanoi, says the Vietnamese prefer to highlight McCain's work in the reconciliation effort.
It's a very Vietnamese characteristic to forgive your enemies and to put the conflict behind you and look to the future.
Not that the Vietnamese don't cherish their past. The Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum is both a grand monument and giant tourist attraction, and yet another reminder of John McCain's defining chapter. John King, CNN, Hanoi.